Okay, now I'm going to qualify this one by saying that you know, you have to do this safely, and that not every screen, not every situation it is applicable to, but it worked for me. Now, you know, you have your ink pump, okay? So here's an ink pump, alright? And sometimes you have, you know, coming out from the thing, a little canister, something like this maybe, and maybe it's got a little top that you can unscrew or whatever, and inside has a rod with a little magnet there, and the ink goes through here, through inside of this pipe, and then through a screen and out to the ink, out to the press, right? Alright. Well, what happens here is when the ink comes up and it goes inside this chamber and comes out their hole, there's a screen there. It's usually like a corrugated screen. So let's draw that real quick. Alright, so you get the idea with the ink pump and little thing. Alright, now let's look at the screen that's in there sometimes. Alright, so you've got that screen, say. Okay, now we're looking just at the screen that's inside that container. And it's often corrugated, something like this. Okay? And my drawing is not going to be perfect. That's okay. And so you'd have that come down something like this. And it's got all these corrugations, right? And so if you were to look at an overhead view of this, you'd see it be a ring, and it'd be, you know, nicely, evenly drawn, corrugated material. And the purpose of that corrugation, by the way, the reason that it's corrugated like that is it increases the surface area. If you were to take this screen and pull it apart, it might become, you know, a couple of times or a significant amount longer than it is just the circumference of it. And with that much more surface area, you can do a lot more filtering before it becomes clogged up, and you have to change it or clean it. And so that's what we're getting to, actually. A lot of times, and by the way, you know, this is your, you know, your screen there, okay? But a lot of times, over time, when you're cleaning that screen out, even if you take it to one of these vats or something, one of these oscillating vats, or soak it in solvent or soak it in cleaner, sometimes these screens are just really, really, really difficult to clean. So I came up with a little trick that really worked well for me. But remember, you're going to have to be careful and be, you know, make sure that it's permitted and it's done in a sanctioned way where you're doing it, and that you avoid getting yourself in trouble, okay, getting hurt. So, but what I like to do with these things is I take them down to the shop, and I take my friendly acetylene torch, and I just set it right down on a metal bench, and I just hit it a little bit with the fire after I've cleaned it some, and just let it burn, let the material burn off. And sometimes with water-based ink and whatnot, some of it will just burn and burn and burn, and then after a while you end up to where you start to just fan the flame over the if your torch is here, okay, and you have a flame going, be careful how close that flame gets to this, because if that tip touches the screen material itself, you might burn it. But if you're kind of back a little bit and fanning it to where the heat is enough to burn any plastics that might be in there, but not enough to burn that stainless steel mesh, then you might be okay. And you'll be surprised. I used to do it routinely, and I just cook the material off of the screen and kind of crush the screen up a little bit like that and let the material fall off, give it a rinse, and it's beautifully clean. So if you're having a problem with your screens being plugged, you might give that a try, but do it in a safe way, all right?